Hello, coffee lover! In this quick guide, we'll walk you through the installation of your Barista Gadget's CremaTune system. Let's start by removing the power cord from the back of the espresso machine. Then, remove the portafilter, tray, vent tube, and water tank. Using a screwdriver, open the top panel by unscrewing the two screws. Then, lift the panel and disconnect the two ground wires attached to it using long nose pliers. Using a pen or a sticker, write numbers on the cables connected to the top of the boiler for easy identification during reassembly. At this point, it's also recommended to take photos of the machine's internal area from different angles for future reference. Disconnect the cable attached to the top of the boiler as shown in the video. Use long nose pliers if needed. Remove the steam knob by pulling it straight out. Then, using a 17mm wrench, remove the steam wand from the boiler by unscrewing the steam wand nut clockwise. Be careful not to damage the heater pin while using the wrench. After removing the steam wand, make sure the rubber O-ring is attached to the steam wand and is in good condition. Using a 4mm hex wrench, unscrew the 4 bolts around the group head by turning clockwise. Pull the boiler aside by placing one hand underneath it and using the other hand to lift it upward. Make sure the power cord is disconnected from the espresso machine. Then, pull out the plastic plug connected to the power switch. Take a picture of the cables connected to the power plug and note their locations. You may also mark them for easier reassembly if you wish. Remove the 2 lower wires from the power plug by pushing a thin, flathead screwdriver into the plug, as shown in the video. Refer to the pictures in the manual if needed. Install the transparent spade connector cover provided in the kit onto the 2 wires that were connected to the power plug. Push the cable into the cover, making sure to align the grooves on the wire head and the cover for correct orientation. Insert the cable fully into the cover. Refer to the picture in the manual if needed. Connect the 2 power cables provided in the kit to the 2 wires that were removed from the power plug. Install each power cable by inserting the piggyback tail into the corresponding power wire head, as shown in the video. Refer to the image in the manual if needed. Refer to the picture of the power plug you took earlier, and note which side the 2 lower cables were connected to, left or right. Then, take the wire that was connected to the lower right side of the power plug and install it onto the lower right tab of the power switch, as shown in the video. Once done, repeat the process with the wire from the left side. Refer to the pictures in the manual if needed. Label the wires you just connected to lower tabs of the power switch. Label the right wires as ACN. Label the left wire as ACL. Take note of the two wires connected to the top of the power plug, left and right. Then remove them from the power plug. Install the cover onto each wire head and plug each wire into the corresponding top tabs of the power switch. Refer to the picture in the manual if needed. Remove the plug connected to the brew switch, then take note or a picture of the wire orientation, upper and lower, for reference. Disconnect the upper and lower wires from the brew switch plug. Then, install the covers onto the wire heads and connect each wire to the corresponding tab on the brew switch, upper or lower, in the same positions they were previously connected to. Refer to the image in the manual if needed. Take the brew switch cable provided in the kit and connect it to the brew switch. The connection location, upper or lower tab, does not matter for this cable. Label the brew switch cable with a sticker marked SW1. Using a screwdriver, remove the screw holding the thermal fuse. Keep the screw in a secure location so you don't lose it. Then, pull the thermal fuse away from the boiler. Do not bend the thermal fuse wires. Keep them straight. Move the boiler aside and remove the two wires connected to the brew thermostat using long nose pliers, as shown in the video. Then, using a 17mm wrench, remove the brew switch by turning it counterclockwise. Label each wire that was connected to the brew thermostat with a sticker marked SSR. Take the temperature sensor provided in the kit and screw it into the boiler. Keep the sensor wires rolled for easy installation. Then, carefully tighten the sensor bolt. Pass the temperature sensor wires under the espresso machine wires. Located the brew switch plug connected to the solenoid valve. 2 wires are coming out from this plug as shown in the video. Remove the plug from the solenoid valve and cover it with electrical tape for extra protection. Take the valve cable provided in the kit and label it with a sticker marked V. Then plug the cable into the solenoid valve, making sure the sticker label is on the opposite side. Pass the valve cable around the silicone water tubes and route it to the right side of the pump. Then, place the boiler back in its original position. Screw in the 4-group head bolts, but do not tighten them yet. Reattach the steam knob to the steam valve and center the knob inside the machine frame by adjusting the position of the boiler. Open and close the steam knob to ensure it does not touch the machine frame. Once aligned, fully tighten the group head bolts. Remove the power inlet connector from the machine frame by pressing the side flaps on the connector and pulling it out from the opposite side. Using a flathead screwdriver or a butter knife, remove the thicker wire connected to the pump by pushing down on the wire connector. In the video demonstration, it is the wire located farther from the viewer. Refer to the image in the manual if needed. Cover the wire plug with electrical tape for added protection. Take the pump cable provided in the kit and label it with a sticker marked P, then connect the cable to the pump. This step may be difficult. Try gently pushing the pump to the left for better access. Alternatively, you can disconnect the pump base by unscrewing the two hex bolts located on the right and top left of the pump. Pass the temperature sensor wires around the machine wires and place it near the pump, as shown in the video. Avoid bending or kinking the sensor wires. Do the same with the brew switch cables. Make sure to pass the cables away from the boiler. Take the power cables that were connected to the power switch and labeled ACL and ACN. Route the cables away from the boiler, under the water tubes to the left of the pump, as shown in the video. Connect the cables marked P, V, ACN, and ACL to their corresponding locations on the CremaTune board. If desired, attach a double-sided foam sticker to the board to dampen sound and vibration. Pass the brew switch cable labeled SWE1 under the power inlet wires. Use a zip tie to secure any excess cable and connect the cable to the board. Rolled, but do not bend, the excess temperature sensor wire and secure it with a zip tie. Connect using a screwdriver the red pin to the right side of the green plug on the board and the blue pin to the left side. When done, make sure the pins are not coming out from the green plug. Take the water tank LED provided in the kit and connect it to the plug next to the green plug. Then route the LED down toward the water tank and attach it either above the tank or just behind the group head, as shown in the manual. On some machine frames, a strong double-sided sticker may be required to secure the LED. Push the power inlet connector back into its original position. Secure all wires away from the boiler using a zip tie. Avoid overstressing the wires. Secure the SSR provided in the kit using the bolt and nut shown in the picture. Tighten the bolt with a screwdriver while holding the nut in place with pliers. Connect the two SSR cables to the machine cables labeled SSR that were marked earlier. The wire colors do not matter. Make sure the wires are securely attached inside the SSR cables plugs, then secure the cables with a zip tie. Use a tube with an outer diameter of 8 mm and an inner diameter of 5 mm. Take a single ear hose clamp size 7 mm to 8.7 mm diameter and crimp it onto the silicone tube using ear clamp pliers, as shown in the video. Due to machine model variations, this silicone tube is not included in the kit. Make sure to use a reinforced tube with an 8 or 9 mm outside diameter and 18 centimeters long. Take another single hose clamp and slide it onto the silicone tube. Then insert the T connector into the silicone tube, as shown in the video, and crimp the clamp using pliers. Using sharp scissors, cut the water tube coming from the pump head down to the boiler. Position the cut approximately at the midpoint of the boiler height, as shown in the video. Slide a single ear hose clamp onto each of the tubes you just cut, then connect the T connector to the tubes. Rotate the T connector to match the orientation shown in the video. Then position the ear clamps correctly around the T connector and crimp them, as demonstrated in the video. For improved steam performance, we recommend replacing the existing steam thermostat with the Barista Gadget steam thermostat, which has a higher temperature limit during steaming. In our system, the steam thermostat serves as an additional safety feature. If the steam temperature exceeds 165 degrees Celsius, the thermostat will cut power to the heater. The Barista Gadget steam thermostat is optional and sold separately from the CremaTune system. Place the thermal fuse back into its original position by fitting it into the dedicated groove on top of the boiler. Make sure the thermal fuse wires are aligned straight. Then secure the metal holder over the thermal fuse using the bolt, as shown in the video. Refer to the picture you took at the beginning of the installation and reconnect the boiler cables accordingly. If you wish to attach the display to the front of the espresso machine, glue two neodymium bar magnets, each measuring 60 mm by 10 mm, on either side of the display, as shown in the video. Please note that magnets are not included in the kit. Wait 24 hours for the glue to fully cure before attaching the display to the machine. Pass the display cable through the small gap above the boiler. Use a flathead screwdriver to gently widen the gap. Then push the cable connector through, as shown in the video. Coil the excess cable without bending it and secure it with a zip tie. Then connect the cable to the CremaTune board. Use electrical tape, or preferably Captain tape, to secure the display cable and LED cable away from the group head. Reinstall the steam wand, making sure the rubber O-ring is still in place. Using a 17 mm wrench, tighten the nut counterclockwise. Do not over-tighten. Using 1 or 2 dry towels, cover the CremaTune board, leaving the pressure sensor and water tube visible for the upcoming test. Check that all switches are in the off position. Fill the water tank with water and reinstall it into the machine, along with the tray, the vent tube, and 2 cups. Next, pull the pressure sensor tube and the sensor cable out of the machine frame. Stay away from internal parts and turn on the machine. It's a good idea to have an extra hand here. Ask someone to hold an empty cup under the sensor, just like we're showing in the video. Now carefully open a small gap between the sensor and its nipple. You can pause the video and check the picture in the manual if you need a closer look. Slowly slide up the slider on the right side of the CremaTune display to around 10%. This will activate the pump, allowing water to flow into the tube and push any trapped air out through the gap we just opened. Let the air bubbles and water flow steadily into the cup for several seconds. If the flow is weak, carefully increase the pump power. Once the air is cleared, tighten the sensor. If it was slightly detached, reconnect it and repeat the process. Turn off the machine, secure the pressure sensor, and connect it to the CremaTune board. Then, turn the machine on. On the right side of the display, Gently slide the slider up to about 30% to activate the water pump and begin refilling the boiler. After a few seconds, the pressure gauge on the screen will start to rise, indicating that the boiler is filling. Carefully check for any signs of water leakage without touching any internal components. Slowly increase the pump power to 80% for a second or two to check under higher pressure. If any leaks are detected, immediately turn off the machine. If there are no leaks, open the steam knob to allow water to flow through the steam wand. Then close the steam knob and press the brew switch to open the valve and run water through the group head. When finished, switch off the machine and disconnect the power cable. Remove the towel and check again for any signs of water leakage. Push the two power cables connected to the CremaTune board to the left and push the valve and pump cables to the right. This will create space around the inlet hole for the water funnel. Then check that all cables and connectors are firmly attached and positioned away from the boiler. Take the top panel and reconnect the two ground cables. Slide the front of the panel into the groove of the plastic holder, as shown in the video. Look inside the water funnel and align it with the inlet hole. Finally, screw in the two screws on top of the panel. Thank you for choosing the CremaTune system. We appreciate your trust in our product and hope it enhances your espresso experience.